Hey ChatGPT, what is the most searched exercise of them all? Push-ups, huh? Hmm, push-ups it is. Let's talk about push-ups. So if a push-up is the most searched exercise on the internet, and I'm new here on YouTube, so I'm going to give the people what they want. So you're looking to learn how to do a proper push-up, but have you ever started from scratch? Based on 10 years of training experience and 20 years of exercise experience, this is my 5-step process on how to do a push-up and any other exercise for that matter the right way for you. So before starting any exercise, it's important to know where you want to feel the muscle. So in this case, for a push-up or any pushing movement for that matter, you want to feel it around your chest and shoulders. Step 1 is a process I call prerequisite training. That's my own term, honestly. I came up with it, but it basically means you want to identify where on your body you want to get stronger or target, and it is essential to be familiar with what you can and cannot do comfortably. Just find out where you want to work and then focus on the appropriate anatomical movement or isometric hold, and you'll get where you want to be. This method of prerequisite training that I use actually applies to any muscle group in the entire body. Step 2 is simply realizing that you are unique and your body is different and unique to other people's, and it requires knowing what those differences are. So you need to identify and embrace those differences and uniqueness to you. Everybody's got that gift in themselves. Everybody's got strengths, everybody's got weaknesses. You got to find what they are. Of course, just make sure first you are approved by your doctor. Personal training is called personal training. There's no one right way to do it. Everybody's different, everybody's unique, everybody's got a different anatomy and a different body type. Because of that, there's so many different ways to do a certain exercise, and a push-up is no exception. So what is the right way to do a push-up? Let's start finding out in step 3. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'm going to give away my secret, my key, the cycle to living a fitness lifestyle and maintaining it for life. All right, let's get back to it. Number 3 is all about the form. You got to have proper form, you got to have proper posture, you got to have proper movement patterns. Make sure it's a movement that doesn't cause you any pain based on any conditions, any discrepancies from your weight, any discrepancies from your specific mobility. Make sure that you are safe. Exercise is not a punishment. Exercise is a celebration of what your body can do. My shoulder blades are back. I'm not hunched forward. Nice and tall. Keep your elbows in a natural position. Try not to flare them or keep them super tight. Keep them neutral. You want to not force this. It should be natural. The same way you naturally push seated or standing is the same way you're going to naturally push on the ground when you're doing a push-up. Being aware of your certain conditions is essential because it's going to ensure your safety. So if you had bad knees, for example, maybe a kneeling push-up isn't best for you. Instead, try a medicine ball squeeze if you need to. Make it out of reps that way. You could also do an isometric hold, which is just a hold of that muscle contraction, so you keep squeezing the ball continuously. You could do it bent arm, straight arm, whatever works for you. You could also do another option, which is grab a pillow or something smaller ball, smaller object around the house, such as this pillow. Double it up if you need to. You could also use that as it has more squeezing area, so you're not confined to any equipment whatsoever. You could use whatever you got in the house. It doesn't have to be pillows. It was just easiest to show that particular example. It's like I said, guys, no equipment is required to do any workout. I'm going to stand by that for this entire channel. So you could do it against the wall. You could, if you can do a kneeling push-up, like I said before, just make sure your knees are good and your wrists as well. A lot of people overlook the wrists too. But if you can, don't be too concerned about having the abs tight. I know that's quote unquote proper form, but if you're just a beginner, it's perfectly fine to do a little arch in your back as you come up, kind of like a yoga move. They call those cobra push-ups. Just as long as you're cleared to work out by your doctor and you could perform a prone position safely. Feel free to hit the like button if you've learned something. Thank you as always for your support. I just posted my first ever community post on YouTube. And thank you to that one person who voted. I know it was only 19 hours ago, but still. But I'm curious. Leave a comment. What is your biggest barrier for not starting a workout routine for yourself yet? Maybe I could address it in future videos. I will always do my best to give you as much value as I possibly can and give the audience what they're looking for. All right, let's get back to the video and go on to step 4. Number 4 is experimentation and finding out which variation works best for you. The important part with any exercise, not even just a push-up, is feeling confident doing it. So you got to find a variation that you're comfortable doing. And that goes for a push-up and any other exercise. But as far as a traditional push-up is concerned, if you have minimal to no issues with your wrists, shoulders, lower back, knees, or toes, any of these options are safe to do. So starting on the top left with the prerequisite movements, right? Especially if you are a total beginner, you've never done this before, get a feel of how the muscle feels, and then move down to the floor variants. You could also try it on the wall. You got the arrows signifying going in or out to add resistance or take it away. You could also try a ball squeeze if you do have those issues. Just a quick reminder that it's 3 sets, 10 to 15 reps, isometric, 15 to 30-second intervals. You could also play around with it. You could do the upper half of the rep, or you could do the lower half of the rep, which means you go all the way down to the floor with a push-up and back up halfway. Trust me, even just this small change will completely change up the exercise. It's actually considered a different exercise completely like this. And you don't have to do strictly how I'm doing. You could do it on the knees, you could do it against the wall, same variations. Be creative with it. There's infinite possibilities. The point I'm trying to make here is you want to pick the variation that works best for you out of everything I've shown here and experiment with it. So feel free to go back and watch the chapter if need be and try out the different variations I've shown to incorporate in your own program. And basically, once you have picked one that works best for you, just practice, practice, practice. Consistency is key, and you're going to get better, you're going to get stronger. And this applies to any other exercise you end up choosing when you put it all together later. And with that, this is the perfect segue into arguably the most important step. And finally, number 5 is to practice over and over again and make it a habit. The hardest part of any exercise routine is to make it a lifestyle. Whatever variation works best for you, practice over and over again, and I promise you, it will get easier, and you will get stronger, and you will see results. And if you incorporate something very simple, very basic, you're guaranteed results. I guarantee you're going to see results. Even just doing this, if you go from doing little to no exercise or movement, and you start doing this even 2 to 3 times a week, just say 15 minutes to a half hour each day, you're going to see a change. You're going to see a change. And the more you do it, the more you're going to want to do it because you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel more capable. And it's going to happen, guys. Okay? The only person holding your back is yourself. Just remember that. Just pay attention to your body and obviously make sure you're approved by your doctor. And building strength and mobility is your goal. I know you can do it, but you need to know you can do it too. If you have any questions that I could possibly help you with based on your own personal goals, your own unique anatomy, your own unique conditions, please feel free to let me know. Comment down below, and I'll do my best to get to your comment and help you out the best way I see. All right, you're still watching. That means you want to know the secret, the key, the cycle, if you will, of what I know to maintain a consistent exercise routine for life. You only need 3 things, and those are motivation, discipline, and consistency. You need all 3 of these to work together. And if you have one without the other, chances are you're not going to be able to work out the way you want to work out. So whatever you need to do to figure out how to maintain those 3 into your personality, into who you are, then that's what you need to do. Everybody's got a different way of doing that. Everybody's got a different story. So maybe I'll share more about mine in future videos. But for now, I hope that this could encourage you to have a routine of your own and see if you could stick to it long term, because that's the hardest part of it all.
Losing the weight or, figuring out what exercises to do in the short term is the easy part, but maintaining it for life, making it your lifestyle is the hard part. And that's where people fall off. So if you could find a way to get that motivation, to get that discipline and get that consistency, you got to have a why. You got to have a reason to get up every day and want to do it. You got to have a reason to want to do it. And everybody does. It's just a matter of finding out what it is. But I believe in you. You can do it. And that's what I'm here to do, is I want to show people on this channel how to channel that in themselves, how to find that in themselves. That's the quality of a good coach. And that's what I want to do. I want to coach and mentor and help people in the right direction. Now, among these three, discipline and consistency are much easier to make it a habit into than motivation is. Motivation is something that comes and goes in all of us. I'm always looking for something to motivate me. And that's why you see all over the internet purely motivation channels or motivating posts on social media. Because of the role motivation plays into exercise, I've made another video. It's a fitness challenge, 50 pull-ups and 100 push-ups within 5 minutes. If you're struggling to find motivation today, feel free to give it a click right here. Said at all resonated with you, please leave a like. It really will help me out, especially on this beginning of this journey I'm going on in YouTube. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I'm excited to see. If it doesn't take me far, it doesn't take me far, but if I'm able to help at least one person, then it'll all be worth it to me. So thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.